Okay, so electric vehicles, right, everybody's talking about them, but
Yeah.
it seems like it's just kind of this slow evolution, like
Right.
longer range, better designs, charging's getting a little faster.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm kind of curious, what if there was something like right now
Hmm.
that could totally change the game?
Yeah, that's exactly what we're diving into today.
Okay.
There's this YouTube video. It's from the Electric Viking,
Okay.
and he is talking about a new EV with some seriously groundbreaking charging capabilities.
Wow.
And so, like, our mission, what we want to figure out today
Yeah.
is how big a deal is this new ultra-fast charging tech from BYD?
Okay.
We're looking at the video, World's Best EV, BYD's 5-min charge beast unveiled.
Catchy title.
Yeah, and we want to really break down what he's talking about. What
Mm.
does this mean for the whole EV market?
Yeah. Yeah, because it feels like,
Huge potential.
yeah, like a real step change, not just a little incremental
Exactly.
thing.
It's not just like, oh, that's a little bit better.
Yeah.
This is like a whole different ballgame.
Yeah, so let's talk about this shocking revelation section.
So right out of the gate, he is like, whoa.
Okay.
He saw a real-world test in China, and this BYD electric car
Yep.
charged from like 7% to 50% in 4 minutes.
Oh, no way.
And he was like, I thought this kind of tech was only going to be in those
yeah.
like super expensive, top-tier cars.
Right, like a $100,000 plus car.
Exactly. But then the real shocker, he's like,
Yeah.
the price that they're offering this at is insane.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy to think that that kind of tech
Yeah.
wouldn't be reserved for just like the super luxury market.
Absolutely.
So, okay, performance, price.
All right, so the cars we're talking about are the BYD L, that's a sedan,
Okay.
and the Tang L, which is an SUV.
Right.
And both of them, get this, over 1,000 horsepower.
1,000?
1,086 to be exact.
Wow. Okay.
And high horsepower is not totally new,
Yeah.
but when you combine that with this charging tech and the price, it's like,
Yeah, it's the whole package.
it's a whole different story.
Yeah, all right, break it down for me.
Okay, so they've got a 1,000-volt charging system,
Okay.
which basically means it's like 1,000-kilowatt fast charging.
Wow.
He calls it 10C charging.
10C, what is that?
Yeah, so basically, think of it this way.
Okay.
The battery can theoretically charge so fast that it could fully charge
Mhm.
in 1/10 of an hour, about 6 minutes.
That's crazy.
Is.
Wow.
And on top of all that,
Yeah.
0 to 60 or 0 to 100 kilometers an hour,
Yeah.
around 2 seconds.
That's supercar territory.
Right. It's insane.
Okay, so what about this price?
All right, so the rear-wheel drive BYD L starts around $37,000.
Uh-huh.
The all-wheel drive version's about $48,000.
That's still...
And he's pointing out,
Yeah.
this is way less than comparable luxury EVs with way slower charging.
So you'd expect to pay what, like...
Yeah, you're thinking Porsche Taycan.
Right, or like a top-end BMW 7 Series or something.
Exactly, but it's a fraction of the price.
Yeah, it makes you wonder what their secret is.
Right. Like, how are they doing this?
So is it the battery tech then?
It seems like a big part of it, yeah.
Okay.
They've got this new Blade battery version 2.
Blade battery.
Yeah, and specifically, the BYD L
Okay.
uses an 83.2 kilowatt-hour LFP battery pack.
So remind me, LFP. That's...
LFP is lithium iron phosphate.
Okay.
It's known for being really cost-effective,
Right.
good thermal stability, but sometimes a little lower energy density.
Gotcha.
They do have a bigger battery option, too, if you want more range.
Right.
And, it's not just how much juice the battery holds.
Right.
It's how fast it can charge, right?
Yeah.
So they claim a CLTC range of up to 701 kilometers,
Okay.
which probably translates to around 580 kilometers on the WTP standard.
Yeah, more realistic.
But the real kicker, you ready for this?
Hit me.
You can add 400 kilometers of range in 5 minutes.
No way.
Yeah.
5 minutes.
That's that 10C charging in action.
Wow.
It's like you're refueling faster than a gas car.
Yeah. Yeah, basically.
And think about what that means, right?
Mhm.
That's like one of the big things that hold people back from going electric.
Yeah. Yeah. Range anxiety, charging time.
Right, but this is almost eliminating that.
Makes it so much easier to live with an EV.
Exactly.
Okay, so let's get into some of the nitty-gritty.
Yeah.
What kind of power are we talking here?
All right, so rear motor, 580 kilowatts.
Okay.
Front motor, 230.
So combined, that's what...
Yeah, that's the 810, which is that crazy 1,086 horsepower we were talking about.
Okay, and top speed.
305 kilometers per hour.
So it's not just quick off the line.
No, this thing can really move.
Wow.
There's this one detail, I don't know if you noticed this.
What's that?
He mentions the rear motor RPM. He's like,
Okay.
it's 30,511.
That's a very specific number.
Right. Like, why so precise?
Makes you wonder what's going on inside that motor.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, so the BYD L itself, how big is this thing?
So he says it's about the same length as a Tesla Model S.
Okay.
It's got a long wheelbase, about
Oh.
3 meters.
So lots of interior space.
Yeah, definitely roomy.
Now, this is interesting.
What's that?
Remember how Lucid Motors was saying they were so far ahead of, like,
Oh, yeah.
Chinese manufacturers?
Right, claiming they had the best EV tech.
Yeah. I wonder what they think of this BYD.
It's a good question, right?
Like, does this change the game?
It definitely throws a wrench in their narrative.
Yeah, totally.
So thinking about the bigger picture, right?
Uh-huh.
He's basically saying this BYD tech is better than Mercedes.
Okay.
BMW, Rolls-Royce, Audi, Porsche, you name it.
At a much lower price.
Way lower.
It's crazy to think about.
And he's like, why isn't this bigger news?
Yeah, you'd think this would be all over the place.
He's surprised the mainstream media isn't picking up on it more.
It does make you wonder why it's so under the radar.
Right.
He also talked about how there are more and more high-powered chargers coming online.
Oh, yeah, that's crucial.
Yeah, because you need that infrastructure to take advantage of these charging speeds.
Exactly. He was saying they're expecting 450 kilowatt chargers in Australia.
Wow.
And even talking about potential 1,000 kilowatt chargers down the road.
I mean, that changes everything.
Right.
Like, if you can charge that quickly,
Yeah,
there's basically no reason to stick with gas.
that's his argument. It's like, why bother?
Yeah, I mean, 5 minutes, that's all it takes.
And it's just getting easier and easier.
Okay, so what about this Tang L, the SUV?
Oh, yeah, so it's a 7-seater.
Okay.
About the same length as the Yuang L.
But obviously more spacious.
Yeah, all that SUV room.
Practical.
So basically saying these new BYDs,
Yeah.
fastest charging EVs in the world, at that price point.
Right.
And they're luxurious, too. He keeps emphasizing that.
Yeah, like, not sacrificing anything.
Oh, exactly. It's the whole package.
Okay, so it sounds like BYD isn't done innovating.
Right. He mentioned they're working on even better blade batteries, ones with higher energy density, even longer range.
So this is just the beginning.
Seems like it.
All right, so to kind of wrap this all up,
Yeah.
what did we learn from the electric Viking?
Okay, so BYD's got these new EVs, super fast charging. We're talking adding a ton of range in like 5 minutes.
Right.
And the price, it's surprisingly affordable.
Yeah, like way more affordable than you'd expect,
It's
especially for
definitely
that level of tech.
And his point is, this could really shake things up.
Yeah, like challenge those big luxury brands.
Yeah, totally disrupt the market.
It's a lot to think about,
It really is.
Like, imagine if everyone could charge their EV that fast.
Right.
And we had those super fast chargers everywhere.
Would you even need a gas car anymore?
Right, that's the question, isn't it?
Think about how that changes everything.
Yeah, like our whole relationship with transportation.
And the energy landscape, too.
Exactly, like,
Yeah.
it's a whole new world.
So what do you think? Does this speed up the shift away from gas?
It's hard to say, but it definitely feels like a turning point.
Definitely something to watch.
Absolutely, and you know what?
Look at that.
I think our listeners should do their own research, too.
Yeah, good idea.
Look into BYD, their battery tech.
See what's happening with charging infrastructure in your area.
Exactly, because this is moving fast.
And keep an eye out for those new BYDs, the Yuang L and the Tang L.
Yeah, see what the reviews say when they hit the market.
It's going to be interesting to see how this all plays out.
Absolutely, this is just the beginning.
For sure.
All right, well, that's our deep dive for today.
Thanks for joining us.
We'll see you next time.